balls are just the best strat. I don't care whether they were intended or not. They're too cool to ever call them a glitch. They're just the coolest movement tech we have, in my opinion.
Could a fourth or fifth person copy that copy paste, please? I appreciate that. Just make sure everybody got it. So Kip will be doing his first hell run with 2 energy tanks and a reserve. It's comfortable-ish. You certainly can't make many mistakes, but you don't have to like be hitting frame perfect jumps or not slowing down at all. You do have, I wouldn't say a breathing room, but you have like gasping room.
Gasping. I like that. Yeah, 2 energy tanks in reserve is about as low as you want to go. 2 energy tanks typically isn't going to work unless you get some really lucky drops on your way. So yeah, Hero's going to be 3 energy tanks in a reserve, so that's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, and grabbing that energy tank early, compared to optimally, is going to cost Hero about a minute, if I remember right, versus grabbing it later. Just having to go back down the elevator, go grab it, and go back up takes about a minute.
Yeah, and Kip is going to go get some early power bombs by going up Red Tower.
It's possible that Kip is going to do single Norfair visit too. If he grabs these power bombs and loops through Brinstar,
he could do that.
Is skipping that means he'd be skipping Waterway tank,
for
which
sure.
is. I would be surprised to see him do that in a race. So we'll see where he's going. It'd be bold. It'd be entertaining. I'll say that. All right, no, he's heading back down.
Just wanted the 1 pack, okay.
I guess technically he could still head back through Green Brinstar, but it would be a really weird choice to route it that way.
Can you please keep your hand out of your pants?
The supers in criteria, which,
yeah.
I am not as good of an RBO runner as Kip, so maybe that's a cool thing to do. Is he listening to the restream? Is he faking me out there being like, I'm going to open this door just to throw Rumblemans out?
Maybe. Let's see. Okay, we are going to pick up the Spazer Beam here. I have seen runners that choose not to get this. Not very often. Definitely want to have that extra beam power, since we're not going to get plasma until way late. It's not going to help us out for the Ridley fight.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're going to, the runners will be picking up plasma later. And if you are going to be doing a lot of X Factors on Ridley or maybe grabbing 30 power bombs, then Spazer might not add that much to your route. It's reasonable to skip it at that point. It does slow down the GT fight if you end up using charge shots, but generally you'll be using supers for that as well.
And it looks like Hero's also going to
Okay, kids, I think it's time to clean everything up, and you just can turn the TV off and you can watch TV in the back room.
Yeah, 30 PBs on Ridley would help, but
I'll still let you watch TV, but I think it's time to go in the back room.
What does that mean, pickle? Okay, grab set.
You're going to pick up this E-Tank here. It's going to be that second E-Tank to give Kip 2 in the reserve. Also going to pick up the high jump boots. Definitely don't want to be going down to lower Norfair without those.
Yeah, that would certainly make RBO a lot harder if you had to skip high jump boots. Even this first hell run would actually be a lot harder because you have to bomb jump up.
Yeah, I'll say I'm not sure that'd even be doable with this energy tank amount. That's actually a really good question if that would work or not.
I feel like this is the energy tank amount you have in Super Metroid Impossible, and it's essentially the same hell run. So I think it is, but you don't have a lot of room for error.
No, you really don't. And Kip gonna head into this first hell run. He did take a safety save. You're gonna see a lot of safety saves here.
He also did something interesting there. He killed those Novas, and I think he waited just a split second to check for drops. And the fact that he didn't get any drops because he was full on missiles means that he knows his reserve tank is full, which is good information to have.
And this is the scariest room of this hell run, is this little rising tide room. You'll notice Kip's going to go ahead and pop his reserve manually, and you do that because your iframes are not going when your reserve tank fills up. You don't get the full refill if your reserve tank goes off manually, and you'll lose a lot more energy.
Yeah, very nicely done by Kip. Got through there with plenty of health. Very comfortable. We'll be able to get up to this bug farming spot here and fill his energy back up before heading speed booster. I say comfortably, he went down to like 7 health there, but that's 6 more than he needs. So.
Yeah, exactly. He's fine.
Hero 82 also going to take that safety save. I think I would expect most of our RBO runners this week to be taking that safety save.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how good you are at this category or at Super Metroid in general, things can happen. Looks like Hero's going to pick up Ice Beam early, too, so I wonder if he's going to go to Croc early. Because that could be a reason to pick up those. Oh, he can't because he has a speed booster yet, so never mind. I'm stupid.
I mean, he could, but it would be a weird...
Yeah,
I don't know why he would.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at picking up the Ice Beam early here, because it just kind of gets in the way of your farming. He's going to want to turn it off, I think.
Well, the nice part about picking it up here is that he'll be getting the high jump energy tank for the refill.
True.
And yeah, I'm not sure why to pick it up this early in the run rather than getting it on the way out. He could get it on the way out of Upper Norfair, right, where health is less of a concern because there's not as much threat once you're out of Norfair. You can get through pretty much everything. But he may have ideas for ways to use ice on the way there, so we'll wait and see. Kip has his speed booster and is now going to make a second little mini hell run here to go get Wave Beam. Health for this run is also pretty tight. I would expect, I think in a perfect world, you don't have to pop your reserves, but that rarely happens. I would expect him to use his reserves to get out of here as well.
Yeah, this is a deceptively hard room, just in general. Just all the movement, the wall jumps you have to do here, trying not to hit those spikes at the wrong time. It's not neat. A lot of people call this the real worst room in the game, as opposed to the one we'll see later.
Yeah, I hate this room as much as any other room. Yeah, and there he goes using some manual refill before he goes back into.
And I really like that he uses it before he goes back into the heated area, because even when you do it manually, you are going to lose a little bit of extra energy compared to doing it manually in a non-heated room.
Yep.
And also notice that every time he does use the reserve tank manually, he does set it back to auto. As Ponquas told me, rule number 1 of RBO is have your reserve tanks on auto at all times. Except obviously when you're popping them, but...
Hero having a very nice clean hell run here through these rooms. Dodging those fire bats. Those are the enemies that you worry about in this room. The rest of them don't do too much damage, but those fire bats will do quite a bit. And he makes it through without even needing to pop his reserves.
Yep,
so
that's
technically,
the benefit. Yeah, the benefit of getting that extra E-tank showing itself there.
Yeah, he could have skipped that E-tank technically. He didn't need that extra 100 health, but it does mean he doesn't have to refill it at least.
Here, making sure he's got enough health to go up into that farm area. He probably had enough before this, but this just makes it a little bit safer.
Yeah, it also means he won't pop his reserves, which is pretty nice. Or he's going to use them now.
Yeah, and you see how he turned off that Ice Beam. That's kind of why I'm a little curious why he picked up the Ice Beam early.
Yeah, although I guess if his route has him like kind of always using his reserves there, then it doesn't cost any extra time to just switch off ice there. So
that's a good point.
Don't mind.
Okay, so Kip's heading back into Brinstar to do a bit of cleanup, pick up some more energy tanks, more supers, more power bombs. If you don't go to Meridia, I believe you end up with 15 supers after you do GT. So, and really, in that situation, you're going to do GT specifically for those supers. If you go into Meridia, I know Maniacal has adapted the, I'm going to get every other super I can get and skip GT, so I have 30 for the Ridley fight. But I don't think, like I said, these two are not going to be going into Meridia, I don't think.
Yeah, Kip for sure will not be doing early Meridia. I don't know if Hero does it or not.
Okay, Kip gonna pick up the waterway E-Tank. I always like that ledge there above. It is the exact length you need to do a full Shine Spark without doing any kind of short charging, which is actually really difficult to do because it is the exact length. You would have to charge your spark at the very end. The reason why I like it though, it's a really good place if you're not good at short charging. If you're just learning it, it's a really good place to learn it because you know that you got the short charge because you'll have extra room to actually get that Shine Spark off. Okay, Hero gonna head over to Wave Beam. Kip gonna get the backdoor super missile from Spore Spawn. You can, there's several places you can set up to take that shot. You know you've got the shot when the entire screen shakes. That's how you know that the super missile actually hit the right spot.
Down every road is a story. So you need the right machine to find them. A capable machine that's tough and enduring. Introducing the all-new Sorrento, the world's first storytelling machine.
Let Daisy out, please.
Yeah, to answer the question in chat, yeah, most RBO routes can get the GT supers. It's actually, so far I think Maniacal's the only one I've seen that's run RBO that has not picked up the GT supers.
It's sort of an interesting thing when you start running RBO. Generally, you'll get all the Meridia supers and GT supers, and then I think the next things that you kind of cut actually, if I was going to cut, I'd actually do Maniacal's route where I'm still going to Meridia because I'm going to want those E-Tanks.
Yep.
I'm going to want that other stuff, but then at that point you don't need 35 supers for Ridley. So you cut the GT fight completely, which actually saves quite a bit of time. And then when you get really good again, you cut out the early Meridia visit, and instead you're like, well, now I need those GT supers to be comfortable.
Yeah, the other thing about the GT fight when you're first starting out is you're probably picking up extra missile packs, and as soon as you're picking up those extra missile packs, you're gonna be dealing with GT's extra attack, where not just the little balls that you can farm off of, but you also have those little crescent beams that are just really annoying, and fighting GT with that just makes it that much harder. So you kind of want to be below 30 missiles total.
35.
I thought it was like 32, like was the exact number you had to have in your inventory, something like that. I'm sure someone in chat can give us the right number, but if you're at 30 or lower, you're going to be good.
I'm pretty sure it's 35, and so I think getting more than 30 is
right.
the exact number. Okay, well, yeah. So getting more than 6 missile packs is something you do in RBO once, and then you realize you never need more than 30 missiles, and so you just you stop getting them, and you never really miss those extra 10 missiles if you were getting 40 before or whatever. You're right, it does make that fight much harder, or you have to sit there for 5 minutes shooting off your 140 missiles that you picked
yep.
before heading to work.
Alright, Kip's got himself 5 E-Tanks. I suspect he'll pick up, let's see, he'll probably pick up the Blueprint Star E-Tank. He's going to do Croc, so that'll be a 7th E-Tank, and I don't know if he goes for an 8th. It may just be those the ones he's getting. Or maybe he's heading up to Gauntlet. He might be getting that one as well.
Well, he's definitely going to pick up the Criteria Supers on the way down to the ceiling. I don't know if he's going to grab the Gauntlet one or not.
Yeah, I mean, RBO just has so many different routes when you start. Like, there's so many different ways you can do this. You know, Zeddy's really optimized the route that he uses for the world record route, so to speak. But a lot of these other routes, you know, just come down to personal preference, I think. Hero picking up his waterway E-Tank.
Kip is heading down here, so it doesn't look like Gauntlet E-Tank is in his future.
Yeah, that one's pretty slow with this item set, so I'm not really surprised he's skipping it. And like we said earlier, in a lot of ways, it's the ammo that matters, because you get the supers for Ridley plus the ammo for just crystal flashes in general.
Oh, Kip, look out!
This is okay. That's actually pretty dangerous, because that acid will get you really quickly if you're not careful. What he's gonna need to do is jump over those guys in the Shiny Spark charge, and then actually jump after he gets past them. So he doesn't have Ice Beam to do the intended strat there to get those supers. And he'll take some damage from the spikes to get out since he doesn't have Grapple Beam. But he only gets hit twice, so he's fine. Not really a problem. Kip moonfalling dives. Still not quite used to Kip using Moonfall. He was one of the last holdouts.
We still have Sloters, so we're good. Us appropriate gravity constant people. Yeah, you can super and power bomb them. I think it takes 3 power bombs to kill those. Are they Poyos? Is that what Poyo is?
Oh yeah, I think so. Or they're the Booyons. I can never keep any of those straight.